Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the HD podcast special episode. We have our very first guest, and what a pleasure to have this guy as the first guest. Used to play for Crawley Town when he was a young lad, but it didn't quite go the way he wanted to go in Crawley. But this guy has made it since, and I'd say he's definitely an inspiration for people that don't make it coming into the footballing world, but can get somewhere else. But this guy now is the co-presenter of AFTV, 1.66 million subscribers, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. 1.66 million. We're getting there. We're getting there with this. That's our goal, but it takes a bit of time, doesn't it? It takes a bit of time.
Takes time. Does take time.
This guy is now working for SoccerX, Soccer Social for the Euros, and he's also done a little bit with KSI for the sides and a little bit of a snippet with Chipmunk as well. Cecil Jee Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. Cecil Jee Thomas.
Come on, my G. Come on. Yeah, what little clap as well. I like that. Hey, what? Am I the first guest? Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, man.
No pressure. I had to make it someone that I already know that can have a crack, that can have a bit of banter, can have a bit of something about him. So, absolute pleasure to have you as the first guest, Cecil. How's it going?
Yeah, good, man. The hay fever is clarting me off right now, left, right, and center. I'll be real. So, and last night we did a stream, obviously, for the Jamaica versus Mexico game at 2 a.m. So I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, this pod. Let me get up, get ready, freshen up a little piece. But I'm good. Things are good. The season's obviously off right now, which actually people think, oh, you must have time to chill out and relax now. But it actually gets worse, I think, for me. It gets more busy, but that's not a bad thing, man. It's a blessing. It's just a lot. It's just a lot, and try and juggle life with work. That's always been my issue, but we're doing it. We're here, man. We're here, and yeah, I mean, getting looking forward to jumping into this podcast and speaking to the people, then, man.
Nice. We've got Armley, Derek, as always. Cecil been our first guest. That's two celebrities now in this little room. Got one right here. One right down in the corner. Two celebrities. but both went different directions, but both sort of similar directions. Well, so Cecil went to the footballing world. Derry over here went X Factor, got to the finalists, did what he did, but then got knocked back a bit like you. Got knocked back, but you know that knocked back is what some people need, isn't it? And how have you got back from that? What was that chance that you got that you deserved in the end?
Well, obviously I was at Crawley Town. I was at obviously various other clubs as well. But my main stint was at Crawley Town from 16 to 18 on scholarship. And the manager, obviously, it's this document on the YouTube documentary that I think AFTV actually filmed. It's still on there somewhere, Chasing a Dream. But the manager treated us really bad. Not just me, but all the players used to bully us. He was a very power hungry man, abused his power a lot for when he's in charge of young players. Used to throw stuff at us and just he mentally abused us. Really, he told me to fuck off back to dance. He told me that I'd never amount to anything bigger than being here at Crawley Town at the time, and that kind of at that age was damaging mentally for me. But then it spurred me on later on down the line in my life to kick on and prove him wrong, and it was kind of my main driving force when it comes to trying to be successful. I left football and I tried to run away from football. I hated it. I'll be real. When I was, I think 19, as I got released. After I got released, I was at Crawley Town. I went back to Crawley Town to the first team to train with them. But during that period of when I left Crawley Town's first team to try and pursue a new career, I hated football, hated watching it, hated being around it, hated everything about it. And then, like I said, I tried to run away from it and went into ballet, dance, contemporary, jazz, street. All that. I went to performing arts school, went to Italia Conti. And trained in musical theatre because I was like, I need to get the furthest away from football as possible. And also I wanted to link Gal, and that's where I knew all the girls were. And it was a great plan. It actually worked out very well.
There's no way you're doing contemporary ballet and you're not.
I'm thinking, of course. What do you think this is? But listen, I clocked on early. That was a cheat code, but no one really clocked. No one really knew. Even I think Rio Ferdinand actually speaks about it as well. He speaks about him doing ballet. He says, yo, there's loads of girls there. But I before all of that come out, I was there living life lavishly, blood. My first year of training was sweet heaven, boy. I can't even tell you. But anyway, but it distracted me from what I was. But I went into dance, completely different career and performing arts because like I said, I tried to run away from football, and then after being told off heavily for being promiscuous in the college with many people, many ladies, I had to knuckle down. I'm trying to keep it as professional as possible, but that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I got
what it is, bro.
I got in a lot of trouble.
That's real.
No, it's the truth. When you come on these podcasts, I like, got to give them the full context so people understand. But yeah, so after that, I had to knuckle down and say, like, I need to chill out and actually work. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my place here. And I was very lucky I had a full scholarship. So I was one of one of one, or maybe one of two to have a full scholarship. So I had to seriously knuckle down. I did. And then, yeah, I trained and put my ass into gear. Actually took classes serious, and then became, some would say, listen, become a favorite, I suppose, in the college, and became poster boy for a lot of my second year and third year. And then whilst training, I did a lot of jobs in the industry, adverts. I found body doubling whilst being there, obviously athletes, which I get to do now, like Marcus Rashford, Ollie Watkins, and Bamang stuff. So I do all their adverts. All of that came about whilst I was in college. And then whilst I was in my second year, I wanted to set up a company to help and mentor young footballers. It was kind of just a pipe dream, just wanted to give back. I was going to do it. It was completely going to be for free. Just wanted to basically speak to players and say, you shouldn't be treated how I was treated. This is the things you need to do, look out for. If you need to speak to someone, I'm here. And then talk about second careers in football, because there was a massive dropout rate. There still is, but it's not as bad as it was when it comes to players being released. I set it all up whilst training. And then luckily I can go through how it kind of came about, but it's now been taken on to the educational program and life skills specialist team with LFE. It's been 7 years in a row, but there was a lot of knockbacks before I got those opportunities. But now, yeah, it runs smoothly. But then after dance, once I graduated, I went into the industry. I did a load of the jobs in the industry, did everything I kind of wanted to achieve, like being in a film, being in music videos, being back in dancing, campaigns. I did all of that. So then COVID hit. And Robbie put on LinkedIn, he was looking for 2 new presenters, one female, one male. I applied on LinkedIn. I think there's 923 comments. I've still got the screenshot somewhere, people that applied for it. And then I did a few rounds of interviews with Robbie. And yeah, me and James ended up getting the job. But I came back into football through AFTV and actually found my love for it again before then, because I started trying to play again. After I graduated, I started playing like YouTube football and trying to rebuild my love. Following Arsenal a bit more again, and then AFTV came about, and now we're like, I tried to run away from football, and now my life is literally not like every bloody. There's no, I can't even hide from it. It's every day. It's like I said, it's international break now. People say it's a break. I get busier through the season. You lot know, like I'm following Arsenal. Like there's no place to hide now when it comes to football. So now it's my life again. My love for it is back though, but it's a lot. You got to be on top of it. It's a different love. You have to really work it as well as I love the sport. Yeah, long intro, but that is kind of how I came back to this and where I am now.
That's sick, man. That's what we call full circle of life right there, man. Started from football, left it, pursued other things, and then somehow, somewhere, it just came back to you again, and then now you're fully back in love with it again, and it's actually opened up more doors for you as well. So.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So yeah, no, man, congrats.
No, I appreciate it.
Success, man, and more success,
that's it. Actually, just quickly, I'm sorry to cut you, but it's this is real life. I know I'm gonna say a lot of things in this where it sounds like a flex, but it's real life. When I was with CONCACAF, film, we did the Nations League. Was in the Jamaica team hotel doing content. I was with KC Palmer. He actually played last night. He was like, I was basically telling him, because he's from South London. He kind of, when I was coming through, I was at Palace and I was at Crawley Town and all that. His group of footballers was kind of the same as mine from South London breaking through. And then he obviously knew I was at Crawley, then got released and whatnot. But I told him everything that we're doing now, and he's like, "Rah, you live like a footballer, then really, bar playing." And obviously, man don't have the money that them man have. Please, Lord, let's get that straight. But I live like, because it's in the season we follow a team. We miss Christmas. Well, we don't miss. We're at Christmas, but like we have Boxing Day. We have to cover that game. It's like it's the full football season schedule. When them man train, we're at the studio doing content. And then when season finishes, international breaks, we're still covering it. So he was like, "Rah, like, I know you didn't make it, but into where you want it to be, but you're still living. If anything, even he didn't say better, but obviously I have the freedom to live my life. Really, the footballers, sadly, it depends what level you're at. Well, no, they don't. They don't get to live the life free. Really, they have to stick to a schedule and whatnot, which don't get me wrong, it's still a dream. It still was my dream as a kid, but it's a bit different when you're doing in the content space, but you're just covering football. So yeah, man, it's nice. It's nice. I can't lie.
You know, you're doing now what footballers want to do after being footballer as well. So you're already ahead of the game anyway.
Exactly. A lot of footballers want to do content. In my talent transfer workshop, when I mentor the footballers, like I show them a list of people that have come out of football and now do what we're doing now, like content, or punditry, or there's other avenues as well. But yeah, there's a lot of examples of it, and yeah, I would say I kind of fell into it, if I'm being honest, because it's not a new space, but it was a newly growing space when I kind of stepped in, and now it's like I see people, the Chunkses, the Phillies, the Specs, the Harry Pineros, the PK Humbles, like man. Obviously, I work with the KSI as Sidemen; they're the top, but like the lives their man live. Hey, we're trying, but yeah, we're doing all right still. We can't lie, we're doing all right. But yeah.
So like you see the passion that you have for the game. Well, the passion that you had for the game before getting into all of this. Is it? Would you say it's more, the same, less, because of all the stuff that you've got to do? Obviously, so like you ain't really got time to watch a game of football the way you would like to. Yeah. I'm assuming.
Yeah, 100%. It's different. It's definitely different. I don't know how people will perceive this, and I hope they don't perceive it wrong, but like, let me talk from a footballer's perspective. When I was a footballer, our view, in my opinion, around the footballer community on fans wasn't great, if I'm being real. I just think footballers didn't really, the managers obviously tried to drill it into you, like, yo, they pay your bills, like they follow you home, but for us as footballers, because I don't know, fans can be volatile at times. You never know what sort of fan you're going to interact with. Sometimes they have a strong opinion. Like at that time, remember this was years ago, it's like 2015. Being around footballers, I didn't think the perception of fans was great. But then now going into the fan space, I think it's changing anyway now because of social media and how like you connected with footballers now. But like, I think it's changing a lot, and I wanted that to happen as well. I said when I joined AFTV, like I want to be able to change the perception of fans to footballers and also bridge the gap, which I think is happening quite a bit. But at the time, I loved football for playing it. Like I every day was, let's go out and train, let's try and beat, like everything from morning till night. And when I was playing, it changes when you sign a professional, when you sign a contract. I got offered a professional contract. When I sign a contract and play, it becomes your job. Your love does change, but you still love it. It's just still like the sport you love. It's just not. It's not the same. Like you have different pressures. People, your family think you're gonna change their lives and retire off you. Like you have your friends that see you as a footballer, and then like there's politics within football that you have to kind of work with. So there's you see a different side to football. So it changes then, and then obviously I fell out of love with it after that, and then this space now, again, it's a different love. It's my job again, but it's not the same feeling because I don't think I have the pressures of before. There's definitely pressures of being on the mic and having an opinion and speaking and making sure you conduct yourself well and represent well. Exactly. It's a different pressure. Go on.
Sorry to cut you off. That was what I was going to ask you kind of next, in terms of your opinion on players and situations within the game. Ooh. So, for example, like, I don't know if I was in your position. I don't know how I would be because I'm not in your position. But every time something goes wrong in the team or in a game that I'm watching with Liverpool, I'm like, yo, this guy is just so dead. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Yeah. Is that bottled up now? Or
this is a good question. It's a good fucking question. Because I say that because I spoke about this quite recently inside. Where was I? I was at AFTV. It wasn't on camera. It was just chilling on the day. Like, I came into this space positioning myself. I wanted to position myself as a presenter. Of course, I'm an Arsenal fan, but my position, when Robbie employed me, he said, look, you're basically coming into, people thought I was coming to replace Troops. That was never the case. White Yardie technically replaced Troops because that's his show, Bias Premier League and whatnot. I came in to really relieve the pressure off Robbie from doing everything. So, and at the time I saw Robbie as he was a presenter. I know nowadays, and even still then, people see him as personality because he owns AFTV. But before then, he really was just a guy interviewing and didn't really, it was kind of me and I think someone else's idea to put him on fan cams and let him do his own fan cam. And that was because I became the presenter, shall we say. So when I came into the space as a presenter, but then I've come into the space out on AFTV, which, if I'm being honest, at the time, the public perception of it wasn't great. So like, you come in with that, I have opinions, and the people on AFTV have opinions and say them very loudly. But I was trying to change the perception of AFTV to say, look, we're more professional than that. Yes, there is fans that have their opinions, but we're also very professional. So I had to kind of position myself to, yes, at times I get frustrated. I will never cuss a player the way certain people do, because I've been a footballer. So, and not that matters anyway, but I understand that, listen, there's not a code, but I'm also in a position where I could potentially be interviewing you, meeting, like, I meet a lot of footballers now. And then I'm also, yes, it has changed, I'll be real, because not to say I don't say my opinion, because I do, but I don't really go on shows where it's very heavily opinion based. It's more me being a presenter. But working for people like CONCACAF, let's not forget, CONCACAF is a confederate, it's a real, I learned this quite recently. Yeah. It's not a joke. Like, it's like UEFA. It's a confederation, so it is UEFA, but just for South America and Central America and the surrounding areas are there. So like, it's not a joke. And then when I'm there, like, I remember going to like the Gold Cup final and the Nations League final, doing content and that. And then I'm in the after party of the final with like president of FIFA, people like, I know David Dean gracefully. It's amazing. Like, he started the Premier League. I've got his number and whatnot. But people like that are just with you chilling. And it's like, raw, this is serious. And then you're getting taken to, like I said before, team hotels, interviewing, doing content with the players, and then speaking with the managers and that. And I'm like, oh, raw, this is serious. So for me to, yes, I get frustrated with my club at times, and I might say my opinions, but I'll never be over the top, because one, it's not my character anyway, but also I could be in rooms where I don't want to be. I'm not that guy. I'll be real. Because if someone's chatting crap about me online, and then I have to interview like a player and that, I don't want to go and like. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go and interview them or be humble. Like, I'll have to say something, and that's just how it is. So but and the final answer really is, like I said, it wasn't really my character when it comes to, like, I get annoyed at my club and I can articulate, I think, in the right way, where I'm not just going mad and saying like suck your dead gran and all that. Like, that's how it used to be back in the day. Like, that's what it used to be.
Which channel did that then? Which channel did that?
Yeah, I'm not. Well, one it's changed now. Man's there. Like, I don't give some of these people my people, so I can't really say too much about that. But I never really articulate myself like that. And if I'm honest, that's helped me, because I'm in rooms where I'm working for people like CONCACAF. I'm getting accreditation for certain big things because of my track record. Because I'm telling you now, we get blocked a lot, and I mean a lot from everywhere within the football space. So having basically the respect and accreditation from people like CONCACAF and other things, I'm allowed to kind of step into certain rooms that I know if I went on the other organization, they wouldn't allow me to. So yeah, I have to be smart, when getting emotional when it comes to the club.
So I gotta say that. Go on.
I'll say my question afterwards.
I'm gonna say. I think AFTV deserves a lot of credit though, because the amount of stick it gets, like you said before, it gets a lot of stick, and Robbie especially. Yeah. But Robbie has changed the entire industry up on its head. Basically, not by himself, but he's a big reason why fan channels are the biggest thing right now. Nice. YouTube is one of the biggest thing right now. And I don't think Robbie gets the credit he deserves. Like, Gobage will get credit for his thing, but Gobage does his own thing. He does mainly his watch-alongs, wasn't it? That was pushed everything else. But Robbie's turned the whole industry on its head, and he needs the P's that he needs to P's, because this guy is very, very intelligent. You can tell that from the outside looking in. The way he's just running DR Sports now as well, and he's opened up doors for so many different people. Even like bringing like expressions in, for example, who takes the piss out of him constantly. Just something like that, just a simple move like that has changed the whole game as well. It's not just about Arsenal fans.
Yeah, no, Robbie,
give this guy his P's.
He does, and I come on podcasts all the time and hail him up, because it's rightly so. He's a very Jamaican man. He doesn't like when man hails him up. He just says, "All right, cool." Like. So he doesn't like to take his flowers, but he does deserve them. And he's a friend, really. I know people like, he is my boss, but he's a very close friend. Like, we talk almost every day. He's changed so many people's lives, as well as changing the landscape. Let's not forget, like, I always go back to it. Like, he was begging people to interview outside. When he started this, he was asking, "Lo, can you come and talk on camera?" No. He was getting constant no's, like, in his face, not getting a penny for anything. And just worked it and carried on doing it. And then now look like he has fully functional couple businesses plus studios. Like the studios are serious. Like anytime you guys come down to London, I'd love to bring you to the studios. Like I think it's a massive eye opener for people. I think people think like it's a small operation, but you come to the studios, you think, oh shit, this ain't a joke. So yeah, like I just got to give him his flowers, and he trusts in people, he believes in people, and like you said, he's for the landscape of what we're in right now. Him, and to be fair, Goldbridge as well. They're massive fan channels. They're up there, and they are changing the landscape. And Robbie went through hate and Gary Neville saying fans that shouldn't have an opinion, that you shouldn't be giving these fans opinions and all this. And then now they copy pretty much everything. They have the same layouts. They have fan channels, fan shows, and it's outrageous. There's actually a video on AFTV with Gary Neville troops everyone, and he's arguing about it. And now you're doing the same thing, same business model. And then the other ex-pros are doing the same thing. Rio Ferdinand 5. Listen, big them all up, but let's not forget where this all came from. And I think people do tend to forget that, and and I've said it before. Obviously, Robbie being a black man, a black businessman, he won't get the credit and the thing he deserves, because it's not a middle class, upper class white man running the ship up there. It's not like it's a talk sport, because no one complains about what talk sport do, but they again do the same thing. They have fans come on and berate their club, and when things are bad, they cuss them. But no one wants to have an opinion about that. They just want to come to AFTV because apparently we're negative and we thrive in negativity, but we're still here flying through Arsenal's successful years, and that's all credit to Robbie. And Robbie, the one thing I have to say as well, just before we close off on it, is like, man works fucking hard. Robbie works. Don't get me wrong. Like I have mad work ethic. I mean, people, Damien, you see it like on LinkedIn and whatnot. You'll see. I'm on every day. Yeah. Even tonight, I'm working tonight as well. Like I don't stop, which is cool. I thought I'd work rate. I see Robbie, and I think bloody hell. Like transfer daily every day, then comes into the studio, which is like an hour and a bit drive, to then do a load of shows, then come like, and he has like, and it's not even just like the work rate. It's obviously he has kids as well. Where he has to be a parent. There's so much more, and then you're also running a business where I'm lucky enough to have. I'm sat in my own house. That I have my own house. That's what's getting covered. Really, obviously I do other work as well, but getting covered by AFTV. So that's the pressure on Robbie. That's responsibility. So I have to hail him up every time. He's done a lot. But trust me, when you mentioned about the hate and the views, like I always talk about this, but I need to reveal it probably on my own channel one day on AFTV. Like I've got into madnesses because of this channel. I mean, real life, face to face, bare people, haters of the channel, whether it's my own fans, throwing bottles across a pub, like because of what the channel is at the beginning, and then also on away days, just other certain clubs, like getting in, like Green Street punch ups. Because of what we're doing. So like it comes with a lot. It is something I had to adjust to. Like, yeah, but this is what it is. But yeah, enough. I have to give a lot of credit to how the channel's changed, and to Robbie himself, for real.
Yeah. That's a great, like, I knew he was a hard worker, especially because I'm not gonna lie to you, I started watching AFTV because we're losing and we're having a bad, you know what I mean?
You're losing
I
heads.
was loving it. Let's be honest. I gotta be honest. I was loving it.
No, it's fair.
Like, when you got one, I never watched it. I'd be for flip's sake. I don't want to see these are happy. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because
what team you support? United or
Liverpool? I'm a Liverpool supporter.
Liverpool fans.
Yeah, we're all Liverpool fans. Yeah. So you're surrounded still. So don't try that thing. No, I'm playing. But
there'll be bottles flying if you try out.
Trust me, Virgin bottles and that. But yeah, that's literally the reason why I started watching it. But I feel like over the years, I started actually just watching it because the content was actually good.
Yeah.
Not because people were coming on swearing or getting onto the players or whatever. It was because the content was good, and I saw this guy's work ethic. Even when he started, the DR Sports, the sports thing with Troops.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like, what's this? Like, what's going on? Best of enemies? Like, what's going on with this
expressions,
one?
Expressions. Yeah.
Expressions. Sorry, my bad. I say Troops. Expressions. Yeah. And then that evolved to what it is now. I never saw that coming. I just thought it was just gonna be these two guys talking, doing what they were doing. And then the way it evolved and it got to the level it is at right now, where you see all of these flex and all of that like coming on to that helped their career as well. It's crazy. You know what I mean? The work effort and the vision. You know what I mean? So
that's it.
That's it. That's what I mean. That's
like DR Sports. Like even for us, let's not forget like AFTV. Like, even for us, like we're at AFTV. Nobody tells us he's starting a new channel, and obviously didn't want us on it, which is fine. Well, at first, because he's like, I want to start something different. I want to be able to speak to all fans. Have a voice for each club with different fans that represent him. I said, cool. Then we saw Best of Enemies to start, like you said, and I thought that was all it was going to be. And rightly so. X is probably the quickest person on the internet. He's so quick. He's a genius at what he does. So that made sense, and it became a popular. And we all knew. I remember watching them do the intro, like the teaser to it coming with the like the fur jacket and all that, the cigar. I said, yeah, this is gonna be fucking mad, and it was. And it's a big show. For me now, it needs to expand. It will do. They got plans for it to go in further, but like. That was a staple show, and it lifted up DR Sports. And then to then bring in the, weekend roundup, weekend preview. And that's when I'm a fan. I always say, people know this, I'm a fan of that show. I watch it every week. I'm there, either in the studio watching or watching from home every Monday or Thursday. And like you mentioned, like those people on the channel now, don't get me wrong, they obviously had they were on the way up anyway, but like now they literally are booking. Like Abby's at the Euros. Like, and not to say that DR Sports would have had a contribution to that, but to me, I believe they would have. Like, and I, do you know what? I know it is because I've done jobs with Flex, Abby, Matisse, and our AGT got asked as well. Like for like the BBC, say it's not come out yet, but it's coming out. There's a show it's a football show with the BBC, and it's like they basically took the whole of the roundup. They took the concept of the roundup and said, yeah, we want these personalities, and like that's all come from what Robbie's built. And I don't know, I think it was very smart, and he doesn't stop trying to, innovate. He doesn't stop trying to push the car forward really when it comes to new ideas, being creative. You see the intros, you see the sketches, you see the cooking sessions. Like we all work. I know it's talking about football, and people will look down. You're only talking about football, so it's not working hard. But like, there's a whole machine that people have to. It's not just like there's not producers and that we just turn up. Like we think about all this throughout the week. We build it. We get in early. We set this up to create an amazing show. And it is good. It is good the way it's moving. And I expect Robbie has more ideas to come in the future, because if I'm honest, this space is very congested at the moment, and you've got to keep being, when you're at the top, you've got to keep going. You've got to be different. You've got to change, and you've got to keep pushing, because I see it all the time. I'm in the Sidemen group with the people behind the business, and I see how they work. So you've got to keep being different or find a new idea, and especially when you're at the top. So yeah, man. But DR Sports was a revelation in my opinion. I think it's a class channel.
I got a two-part question, sir. But I got a two-part question. So the first one was really going to be about what you spoke about. How you got present yourself and kind of dial down your opinion on certain players, because you never know whenever you're going to probably be working with these guys or be in a room with these guys and they'll approach you about what you just said about them. Do you think that's kind of affecting a lot of pundits nowadays on actually speaking what actually needs to be said on TV? And that's where you see a lot of them kind of holding back, you know what I mean? Like not saying actually what needs to be said and just kind of going with the popular opinion that everyone else is speaking about. So they don't really get in trouble with certain players. And, and a second part question is like you just brought up just now about the whole, you guys have to plan how the setup is going to look like, what you're going to be talking about. What's that process like? You know what I mean? So those are my two questions, man.
First part quickly. So I feel like I think a lot of pundits like position themselves kind of how I do. Like you can say a player's playing bad, but be respectful and say, listen, he's misplaced the last like 6 passes out of 6, and he's not having good games. He's clearly lacking confidence and all that. Obviously, I think away from the cameras, people have opinions in a bit like in a different way. Like, but I always still think like a lot of these pundits will be respectful, regardless if it's away from camera. But like, just because I still say my opinion, like, man didn't rate Havertz. I'm still not fully sold, and I've said that on camera many a times. But I would never go mad at him. But I never really rated him. And yes, he's kind of proven wrong because of his goal contributions, this season. But I'm still not sold. And I have met him. I've been in the box and he's walked straight. But I don't do the whole, if I'm chatting rubbish about you, if I then see you, I'm not gonna then be like, can I get a fuck? Like, I don't do that because I think that's super fake.
It's too fake.
And people can be like, oh, that's bull crap, but you can actually see it on a lot of the US tours we do. So when we go on US tours, we get loads of access. I get to see all the players. Like, I actually met all the team, and like we're in the mix zone, and loads of players walking past. This happened twice. Havertz actually happened because I was shocked about the side in the last pre-season tour because he was at Arsenal. I didn't even say a word to him. I didn't say a word. I let him walk past, and the cameraman was like, "Bro, you can't say hello." I was like, "But we just did a welcome video, and I don't get the signing. This was before he did anything." So I was like, "It's not me." So I'm not gonna be fake. Even the season before, I think, or the season before that, we went on US tour and Pepe was there, Nicolas Pepe.
Yeah.
I was not even slating him in a bad way. I said, he's not it. I knew he wouldn't work. I know players like him. I just knew he wouldn't work with Mikel Arteta. Like, it's £72 million. I never called him, like, he was a flop. I never really said, oh, we really flopped this one. But he was, to me, I said, brother, like, he's not it. So, but when I saw him on tour, man looked at me, I just looked up like, I can't do the whole, yo, and I know the cameras are rolling, like, I think people, like my producer, well, Jason wants that for content, but I can't do that to myself. So
I bet there's so many people that do, though, you know. I bet there's so many people that do.
I see it.
Ain't there like some sort of, because you see you looking at him and then him looking at you and then looking away. Doesn't that feel like a bit awkward?
Awkward, yeah.
So I'm like, well, yeah.
In a way, you kind of just got to go, yeah. Because it's not like you hate him.
You got to own it. You got to own it.
I hear that, but I don't know. Because I don't know what they've... Because you know what? I should really be cool with it because I'd never say anything outrageous. Like,
it's just your opinion.
Yeah, but I know how sensitive footballers are, bro. Like this, the thing is, like, and I know that sounds mad, but just for example, when you said about the pundits and that, prime example, I'm very close with Marcus Rashford, and well, his team. So his brother's is his agent, Dwayne Maynard, good friend of mine. We talk every now and then. When Rio was cussing him on, I think Stick to Football, or maybe the overlap. It was when it was on Gary Neville's show, and they weren't. I suppose they were cussing a bit. I don't know. How, to me, it didn't seem that deep. It didn't seem that deep. But Dwayne went on Instagram on his story, like, he wilded out a bit, I'll be honest. He was just like, you lot asked me for exclusive and that, and then you'll do it. So, but I know that's how they are. Like, I know the rest, like, they are quite, and I get it because Marcus has done so much. I know right now he's in the bad patch, but he's done so much just for, I don't know, the country, whether it's in football for Man United, like, so, and they hold up very high. So you have to understand, like, he's changed their whole family's life, Marcus. So there's protection there and that. So I think at times, I don't think pundits think about it, but there is that whole like, hey, yo, like sometimes you message me and ask for this and don't make me come and check you. But Rio, to be fair, he did clap back and say, brother, like I'm saying how it is, like, and he was straight with it when he went back to Dwayne. So I don't know. I think if you can back your talk and you feel like I always feel comfortable with what I say. Of course, I don't. Sometimes I don't. If I'm saying a player's not playing well, I don't want to be pally because I just feel like I think that's just two-faced in my opinion. But I'm never over the top, so I always can hold myself in a certain regard to say, look, I ain't said nothing too mad, especially when I'm on a channel where a lot of people have their opinions. Remember, I'm presenting, and some of the people will be like way above what I think. So I'm just like, do you know what? If you have a problem with me, then I don't know what you're thinking about these. Man.
I want to know. I want to know, Cecil. Has Ty ever said anything negative about a player?
No. He's very No.
So he's very protective. He's very protective.
That's what I'm saying. He's like I've never heard him say anything bad at anything.
He won't do it. He won't do it. Anyone that's basically, if you don't support Arsenal, or you say anything negative towards Arsenal, he'll go at you. And the way you see it on camera is exactly how he's in real life. If anything, Robbie always says this, he's worse in real life. That's so funny. That. But like, it's the truth. And yeah, of course, people say it's deluded, but it's bias. He loves Arsenal with every fiber of his being. So whatever, he won't say anything negative. Even when like I try and push him and say, bro, like, like there was a player played really bad. I was like, come on, Ty. He was like, no, but the ref and like, Ty, man. So
when he said the pitch was wet, was
exactly. Ty won't do it. But so that was part one. What was part two question?
It was about the obviously the whole, how the preparation comes about.
Yeah. What people don't, I don't think they don't know this, but like we are a small team, like a massively small team. Like my role is vast at AFTV, whether it's social media, whether it's creating content. Like, so it's not exclusive. Is it exclusive? No, it's not. I don't think it's shit. So tomorrow I'm interviewing Ashley Waters, Top Boy. So I have to arrange all of that. I have to literally, so from ground zero, apart from putting on the cameras and recording and editing, I've had to get the talent, which is, by the way, taking about a year to sort. Liaise, sort everything out, sort out the space, obviously at the studio, make sure it's not like double booked with someone else we're filming, then set up like the structure of the show. So we have to have a kind of a format of how we're going to run it out. Then we're going to have to sort out, which I'm literally emailing. Funny enough, I was literally just before we started, emailing over the show plan of basically how it's going to go, questions, how I want it to be laid out, storyboard it basically. And then this is not for all shows, but this is because it's my show that I'm doing. It's my interview with, it's me, Robbie and Ashley. I'm taking pride in it all. So we've got to get a thumbnail Robbie wants to create a new whole show name for it, because I've got quite a few. My role is also to bring in like high value guests, which I've got kind of lined up. So obviously Ashwater's being one of them. He kind of wants a whole new show for this, but this is so mad because we're filming this tomorrow. So this is pretty much, no one really will know about this. But yeah, so they want me to just basically build a whole new show from scratch. But I've already had a podcast called Inside AFTV, which was when I first started, done really well, got really good numbers. I'm trying to bring it back and just involve these high value people, or like celebrities, I suppose, into that concept. So it kind of saves me a lot of work. But yeah, so that is all from really, most of the time, that's a lot of shows, bro. That's why I say, like, when people say, like, oh, you're really working hard, I always go at them, because I'm like, you don't understand what we do away from the camera. Like, it's non-stop. Like, you can't work. We work 6 days a week. It's not Monday to Friday. Like, it's when the season's on, it's 6 days.
Yeah.
So like, it's non-stop. And it's not like we're just, sometimes there are quiet days, but a lot of time we have to aggregate news, make sure we're on top of everything, and then also create shows. Got to do social stuff. There's so many platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Like, you have to be across so much. So it's full on. But yeah, so that's it basically. I do the storyboard, structure the show, and then the cameraman will film it, edit it together. Social clips will go out and all that. But there's a lot to it. But mainly we're trying to make it fall more on the producers at AFTV, but a lot of the time it falls on presenters because it's their show to kind of build and create and make sure it's to a good standard. So yeah, it's both questions.
And I kind of want to touch on what you just said about what you just brought up about the whole punditry side of it. And the reason why I brought it up is because we don't have access to a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these punditry like you do. So when we're watching on TV, we're kind of like, bro, like, are you not noticing what we're seeing? Are you not seeing what we're seeing? Why aren't you speaking up about this and this and this situation? And I feel like the most recent thing is the whole the England situation with the players, and how they're kind of like, it's almost like they're kind of protecting certain players and other players are just kind of outing them.
Yeah.
You know, prime example, Trent, the whole situation with Trent, you know, playing in the midfield and everything like that. I feel like when I watch it, I'm thinking, how are you not getting onto a player who has won the Premier League, Champions League, he's played against all the top players in the world and has dealt with them? Yes, there's been certain times where he hasn't been great. But it happens to everyone. But he has played at the top level. So you're not talking about a championship player that's never played against these guys. He has done it. So why are you not so worried about him doing it in the international level when he's done it at his team, the team level? You know what I mean? He's played against all of these players, but
at right back though, surely though, not in the
that's what I'm talking about. I'm just saying it just in general, in terms of like how they're so quick to kind of put this narrative that Trent can't play against these top teams because his defensive structure is not great. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's kind of weird, and I don't see a lot of pundits kind of coming out and be like, well, hold on a second, why are we making it sound like this guy has never played against any top player in his whole entire life? Like this guy's not a champion, you know what I mean? Like, this guy don't have experience on the top games to produce quality when it's needed. When you have players like Harry Kane who played for a top team but has never won anything, but yet we put some sort of like, oh yeah, we got to play Harry Kane because he's the guy that gets the goals and whatever, but he's never won anything. You know what I mean? That experience is not really there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they would argue though and say that he's played against the top teams. They will say that as well. Like, he's played. Don't get me wrong, he hasn't won anything. You're right there. They'll say like,
you know above anyone that.
Exactly. So I know that they'll still. There is. I don't know. There might be slight biases. Obviously, Harry Kane, England's, striker, white striker and all of that. But like, I just think, if there's an agenda, I feel like, they might buy into it a little bit more, because one, it's also, they got times for their shows. Like, they have a producer in there, they have to keep it short and punctual. So if it's like one narrative, they're honing in on Trent, right, and they're pushing it, to then stop it and debate and be like, oh, well, what about it? Like, that becomes one of these, a podcast, extra. or like a huge, that becomes like a battle match. They're very much like, it's a team, especially BBC. Not that, listen, I've never worked with BBC, but I'm assuming how it goes. I've worked with big productions where they have someone in your ear telling you, move on the conversation. This is what you need to focus on. And they have an opinion on it. I mean, that's kind of how I see it. I suppose some pundits, like the Carragers and that, they will analyze a game and then go in and then talk about something, like say it's Monday Night Football. They'll go in and have time to debate about it. But when it comes to like, an England game, when they're doing like a halftime talk, they might just see that's the problem. But sometimes the narratives are are messed up. Like the whole Bukayo Saka on the front page, and when they lost and that, and they drew and they put the face up, or like black ice when they lost. Sorry, and I was like, that is outrageous. Like things like that. But they didn't speak about that massively when it came back to the football. They never said, "Are we not going to talk?" Which you'd think. Well, we did it. We did YouTube videos when we did that week. Obviously, we're looking forward to the next game for England. But the first thing we all talk about on Weekend Roundup, or whether it's even on Bias, whatever, on AFTV, first thing we talk about is like, why is listen? That can't run.
Yeah, for real.
On TV, I thought there is a bit. There's clearly
the sidestep.
Yeah, they
topics.
have.
I saw it on the Overlap. They did a Euro special, and they went to they had a journalist in the crowd. And they went to him and talked about the black eye situation and the Saka situation, and they literally said, "Well, they've got to put something out. That's probably one of the main." Yeah, that's probably one of the main photos they've got of him, and he threw the plane, sort of like make excuses. I'm thinking,
I saw that because
this is a platform here.
It was like because they're on the plane to the Euro, they're on the plane to the Euro, so he thought we'd use that photo.
Yeah,
I said, "Fuck off." But
I did.
But that's what we're working with. I mean, it's media, innit? It's just top media.
The headline says black ice.
It's a black ice,
and then a picture of.
We spoke about this on here about 2 weeks ago.
I couldn't believe when I thought it was a joke. Someone sent me because obviously I saw all the photos of Saka like pretending like throwing a plane or on the floor, and I said, "Cool." I didn't really see headlines were just like, "Oh, England disappointed," and whatnot. I said it's bad using Saka's face because he only played 20 minutes. But that one headline that said black ice, I said, "Whoa, come on now! Like, what in the world? In what world is that?" I don't know how. Bro. Yeah.
When was this?
This was like when they played I can't remember what team did they draw against? I can't
Iceland. No, they lost.
Lost Iceland.
Iceland. That's why ice. But even that doesn't. That doesn't mean
they knew exactly what they're doing.
They tried it.
We had this conversation. Like literally, we literally brought this up. The narrative that they throw at is like when England are winning, is like, these guys are great, but as soon as they lose, it's almost like they start singling out certain players, and it's always like the coloured players that get singled out in these sort of instances. So I find it, I don't know how it is for you, but how do you, so also I'm going to ask you, but how do you deal with that, knowing that, certainly some of these people are going to say certain opinions that you're definitely not going to agree with, that it touches you in a certain way that you feel like, if I saw
you want to say something.
You want to say something to them, but you can't because you're basically in that same environment with them, where if you say something wrong, you can kind of get blackballed away from certain things that you can't do anymore. How do you deal with that?
I haven't really massively experienced it. Like, I mean, when it comes to fan cams, I'm interviewing someone on after the game, and they say something mad that hits me. I can cap. That's the beauty of the fact. I have the mic. It's my power. So I'll always shut them. Robbie always tells me that as well. Like, you're in control, so I can shut them down and whatnot and go against it. When it comes to like in the industry. I don't know if the only thing I can really link it to, I don't know. Like Simon Jordan's never been there. I've been at a lot of KSI fights through sides doing content, and Jim White's there, to be fair. But I just know if Simon Jordan was there, like, I wouldn't give him no time of day. Jim White actually tried to come over to me and Robbie, I think, but I think Robbie kind of just palmed him off as well. But like,
that's how you deal with them. That's how you
deal with them. I just don't really give them time of day. Like I think I don't really have. There's no one that comes to mind that I think, you're so like blatantly racist or so just against our people. But really, the only people I don't really have respect for is Simon Jordan, because I don't like the way he treated Robbie in that interview. They kind of ambushed him there. But yeah, realistically, like I'm quite an open person as well, and I'm pally with a lot of people. Like I like to find the positives and the best in people. So more time, I haven't really got that energy yet. I haven't really experienced that, but Lord knows if I do feel that everyone on any piece of content with someone or whatever, I'd have to call them out, because you can't not, especially in this space as well. I think it's more raw as well. It's more like, you can't really run. So yeah, but it's tough, because there's a lot of issues across. It's not even just racism, like across the world, where you have to feel like have a certain standard. You have to be smart with, depending on like what people are saying. Most people it doesn't really present itself. If it does, just know that how you feel is how you stand up and say it, and that's kind of how we are. But that hasn't really come across. I haven't really had that experience at all of yet. The only one, like I said, that I can really relate to is, and I don't even know Jim White like that. He's probably a cool guy, but Simon Jordan, I've never been in the space with him. If I was, I know I wouldn't really give him the time of day, if I'm being real. Yeah.
All power to you. That's what you got to do. If certain people think they can say what they want and treat the way people they want that. He said they treated Robbie a certain way. Then why should they expect respect off anyone else, especially related to that person anyway?
Yeah.
Like, you're close with Robbie, you've seen what happened to him, and you're going to take his side every day of the week.
Exactly.
And they don't deserve the respect. That's how I go into this. I'm not really in this industry, but that's how I live my life. Like, certain people get respect. These guys know I don't give a shit. I'll tell them how I feel about them if they want to know about them. But I know how hard presenting is. Not to the level that you do it live outside this thing. But I do LSE Transfer Room. We do this as well, presenting. And sometimes you got to switch up and you got to expect the unexpected. What's the biggest unexpected thing that's happened to you when you're presenting that you had to go, hang on a second here? Obviously, when you're watching that Sky Sports, we had, when the transfer news came out, where the dildo in the face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you anything to that extreme?
I've got a million stories for this. I'll be real. Every fucking week there's there's things like I'm interviewing Robbie and man are trying to kiss his head, his bald head. Man are trying to like literally trying to jump up and kiss his head. Man are like stroking his head, either like trying to touch the back of my neck. Like that's like weekly occurrences. And then remember, there's haters as well. We've had bottles thrown in. We've had there's nothing. That's why I feel it's underrated, like being on the ground and just being out in the fields presenting, because there's loads of things. I think, like I said there, people touching you, sometimes throwing stuff. Sometimes it's a massive game and it's just hysteria. Like, so say, like, I remember when I first started and just doing, I think it was a cup game. It was like one of those like League Cup or FA Cup games. And obviously they have a bigger attendance of young people because you can get more tickets for that game because they become available to everyone instead of just like season ticket holders. And I remember coming out and just being like, Robbie had to get security to take him away because it was just too mental. Like the fans trying to touch him, just get photos and that. And like and then when we're doing interviews, sometimes that happens and the crowds are like massive. I mean, unbelievable. And they're shouting, people are singing a lot of time because, if we have a big win, people are singing songs and you've got to focus. And I know it's a small thing, but you have to really concentrate on the interview. Like, you have to realize, forget what's going on around you. You have to focus on the questioning, make sure you listen to the person opposite you when you've got loads of people shouting, singing, trying to get in camera. But this is like last season was like quite a weekly occurrence. So there's that. I'm trying to think of something that's outrageous. Even just like small things, presenting for the Sidemen charity match. Yeah, probably one of my biggest things I've got to do in presenting. Amazing. That was full production. I had an earpiece, all of that. And just before I went live at half time to go into the change rooms to talk to the players and that and get the vibes, they were like, "Oh, Cecil, we need you to do a charity read." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, they need you to do a charity read, like in literally in this break." And I was like, "I haven't seen no script." And they were like, "Okay, we're gonna come to you in like literally a minute. Just quickly have a look." I'm like, "Bro, how am I gonna learn this?" And they're like, just then I'm reading, trying to take it in. But obviously, remember, let's not forget it. This is not for me. This is still this is the biggest job. I'm nervous just coming on camera, just going to the change and doing whatever I need to do. Yeah. Now you're telling me to do a read to, I don't know, the concurrent views was like, fuck no, it's 2.2 million at the time.
Yeah, that free something.
Like live. And I'm like, and they're like, yeah, get ready. So then I'm learning it, and then they're like, okay, we're going to do 10. And he's like, and the guy that I was with, he's a tour manager for Mo Gilligan. His name's Jav, safe guy. He was like, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold up the phone. I'm like, bro, I can't see the phone. Like, look where I am. And he was like, he was like, they're telling me to go. We got to go. So then you can actually, if you actually watch it back after, it's so funny. I'll be honest. God, I love you. I smashed it, yeah. But I don't know how I did it. So what? Yeah. So what we've done, we've gone into the first change room now. My mind is on the charity read, but I'm like, Cecil, folk, you got to start. So I'm talking to people in the change room like, yeah, give us a word. And I'm thinking, shit, I got this charity read. I got this charity read in a sec. Boom, running around the first change room. I think it was a Sidemen's one. Then they're like, okay, come, we got. And then the guy's like, come on, let's go. We got to run to the next one. So during the run to the next changing room, I'm now doing the talk. So we run out the changing room. The guy's got the phone above the camera. And I'm just like, I can't even remember what I said. I got it right though. I just said like, don't forget, you can donate to this number. I have to remember 606, blah, 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 blah. Or you can scan or every super chat.
Scan the QR code. There was a QR code that you can scan. Yeah,
QR code. Yeah. Then I said like, oh, if you send over £100, you get your name comes up on. I was flowing. I think I messed up one tiny bit, but it was nothing that really affected the read. And then I'm like running, and I'm running to the next change room, and then I smash it. I'm breathing. Go in. Mark Goldbridge is in there. They do a bit, and I remember he was like, okay, and then we're gonna cut back to the studio. Cecil cut back. I'm like, okay, and we're gonna go back to the studio now. Halftime bit done. I just dropped to the floor. I said, bruv, don't ever do that.
Yeah, that
is a mad thing.
You slept that night, didn't you? You slept that night, didn't you?
Job for life.
That was crazy. And the Jav was like, you smashed. I was like, bro, do you know how much stress that is? Like, because you can't, and do you know what it is for charity? You can't actually mess it up. No. That's the thing. Yeah. And I knew that. Yeah. So that's like, I mean, it's a different sort of thing thrown at you, but like these things
happen. But you got to do it. Yeah.
I had a similar situation. My one was murder still.
Swear, go on.
No, we won't go into that.
Oh, swear.
Come on, Derry, you've got to
get out.
You can't set us up. You can't set on the assist and not finish it off.
Let me just ask this question. First.
Go on.
You know how you're in the industry with are you still in the same like world of KSI and that with the fights and all of that?
Do you know what? I'm in such a weird space in this YouTube thing, you know. I'm like because I'm not like my own creator. I'm in like the sports side as well, broadcast and whatnot. But then with sides, I'm very close to their team. So yeah, like I know KSI. Well, we know each other, but it's not like man can ring him. Like, I can't just pick up. I know Simon. I know Simon quite well. Like, I message him through social media, Mini Minter. So, but I'm not like super close. But I do know a lot of stuff that like, the general public probably wouldn't know. I know some. I know some insides. I'm like, rah, these men are very clear, very clear. But yeah, what was the question going to be?
I asked it because I was gonna say, because obviously like your personality, people know you and stuff like that. Is there somebody else that you would get into the ring with?
Nah. And do you know what? Do you know what it is? Nah, because I got asked this very, very recently. I would listen. I'm a nice guy, so if someone's calling me out and I don't like them, but I don't not like many people, so it's very rare.
We want to see Pepe and Cecil in that in that Misfits, in that ring.
This is what I'm saying. Like, listen, don't get me wrong. If the bag's right, man will do it. And Misfits got the money, so I'm never gonna say never. And I've trained before. Like, I'm not gonna say like I can definitely handle myself in the ring. Like, it's not a problem. But like, I would. To get me to a place where I'm proper, like, locked in, you got to pay right, because you got to go into camp as well. That's money lost, really. So it's got to be enough money to suffice, that time in training, plus the fight and the potential humiliation. You don't know, but there's no one that really comes to mind. I'll be real. There's no
stuff for Pepe's legs. He can't run properly, can he?
Yeah. could do Nicholas Pepe, but like even at the Misfits fight, like, remember, I'm there quite a bit. I met a lot of them doing content. They asked me that as well, and I call that Expressions as a joke, but there's no way I wouldn't do that. That's me and Expressions are tight off camera. Like we have a real relationship. Like, man, freaking, he proper like rate and supports me and hails me up, and we do the same. So it'd never be that. But there's no one that comes. There's people I don't like, maybe in the Arsenal space. I'm not going to mention it, but like, they're not here. They're not people I can't get hold of. Nah. But, people will know. But like, there's people that have kind of chatted shit before. But man, they don't want it. So like, that's fine. Yeah. So
what? No names.
Nah, I can't be doing that.
Drop one.
But no, I'm just saying. There's
off camera.
If it comes to it, if people are like I said, if the money is right, but I'd have to get to a place where they've really annoyed me. I can't do the whole, and you respect anyone that gets in a ring with you, but I can't do the whole. Okay, we're doing this we're doing it for the money, really. Like we're cool. We'll build up the fight and that. I don't like that. I want to, because I know I can tap into a certain act. When I get to I can get to a certain level where I can be locked in. I want to be there, and to be there, you probably have to really, really get to me. And I don't know, that'd be hard, I think. So yeah, no one really comes to mind. Good question though. But you never say
that. Take though. How much will it take?
Go. How would you say?
How much will it take to get? Ooh.
I don't like saying this because then man will be like, all right, cool, here you go. No, I don't really know, like, because realistically, if the figures really, if you're really getting asked, your whole body and the whole
Yeah.
mindset's gonna change. Like right now, the number that comes to mind is 100 bags. That's a lot of money, though. That's a lot of money, regardless. I think people get offered. You can get up to like 50 to 25. 100 is a lot. And if I'm honest, I hate the word clout, but I'm not the guy to be putting in 100 grand worthy fight. But yeah, but true say, like, yeah, if KSI was like, come get in the ring with me and I'll lose to KSI. I for 100 I will take a couple star jump punches. I will take a couple star jump punches, bro. Yeah, man will take that for 100 something bag. But yeah,
we got it here, mate.
Oh, listen, now for real, yeah. I'm gonna ask this question. What is it like when you see this guy doing the fighting technique? Like, what goes through your head? Like, you see him go like this the whole time, bro.
I was at the Tommy Fury fight. I was ringside, funny enough. We're doing content as well. But I was with a lot of Fury's team. I forgot his name. Is Ashley? No, it's not Ashley Kane. There was another guy, Mac Griffiths. He went on Love Island. He's like part of Fury's team. He's a big guy. But me and him were together, and I wanted KSI to win. He wanted obviously Tommy Fury to win. But like, I was watching it. I don't know. It's different, isn't it? But I'll be honest. Yeah. I'll be real. Yeah, those fights again. It's another eye opener for me. Like, I remember when I first went to their first one, and we got there early because obviously we're doing content. And when I got in, it was Ram. I said, "Hold on a minute." I said, "Bruv, what time is the main event? When's the main card?" They were like, "Oh, it's like 11:30." I said, "Brother, it's like 6." I said, "What's?" They're like, "Yeah, this is what they're following. This is what it is." Like, I said, "What?" I said, "Because if you actually watch I watch boxing as well. They don't not all seats are filled until it gets later into the night. When you go to these fights, these Misfits fights, it is ram from early because I don't even say, and they weren't massive fights on. Yeah, they were influence of boxers, but they weren't massive fights on. But it was heaving, and that's what these lot do. Like they sold out Wembley Arena. I remember going to the Tommy Fury ones in Manchester. Yeah,
Manchester. Yeah.
The people that turned out there, like Tiny Temple was just walking around. Like he come up to me, I said, brother, you're Tiny Temple. Like he said to me, he said, bro, nice fit. I said, brother, you're Tiny Temper, bro. What the fuck? I said, what the hell? And then there's like, who's the guy that does the interview? Louis Theroux, people like that. Just walk like, they pull in big people. And I just think this is mad. Like for YouTuber boxing, what they've done. And it shows because the money they make from it is massive. But for me, it's interesting to see the techniques, but it's also like, I'm not a purist at the end of the day. I'm not a purist boxing fan. I'm a casual fan of boxing. I love watching big fights and that, but I'm not one that sets like, what you do in the technique and all that, and you know, you're taking away from the main boxing. Because right now that's got the money anyway, because it's gone to Saudi pretty much now. So I just enjoy it, bro. They're like big event days, and obviously I'm a bit biased because afterwards, man's got we go to the after parties, and you know what I mean, we get to live life because I'm in there. But yeah, I think it's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's amazing. It's amazing what they've done in everything they put there. They touch really that group. Boy, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Big them up. Big them up.
Real.
Why dance? I know you said earlier for the girl, but you know, why dance though? What got you into dance?
A good question. I mean, in my workshop, I kind of explain it. So when I was when I was a footballer, I used to basically in my area. So where I lived in Reigate in Surrey. I went to Reigate School. In that area, the weekend school of Italia Conti. So they used to hire out the school to do their classes. I heard about that through my school, and they basically said, I should go. But I didn't really want to go. But then I realized that is where, I'll be honest, a lot of my stories revolve around gal. I found out that's where all the popular girls went, in my area. All the girls, and I knew they were top tier, flexible, all of that. And I was young, getting it, So I was like, cool. People think I should go here, blah, blah. I couldn't dance. Let's not get twisted. I never went for dancing reasons. I went because I just knew it was an easy way in for the girl them. So I went there. I spoke to the woman who ran it at the weekend school. Her name was Janine Eaton, who I always speak about. She's an absolute saint. She's an angel. She's actually saved my life a lot from going from football to dance, because she liked me and said, look, I'll let you come to this weekend school again I was on a full scholarship. First, my Reigate school paying for it. And then when I left, the school paid for it. The week she paid for it basically herself for me to take the classes. But I was there literally just to meet the girls. I didn't learn too much. I was just subconsciously, I was learning like certain little things, but I was really linking girls there. And then throughout my playing football, I used to sneak back there every now and then just to to catch up and go and just like see everyone. And then when I left and I got released from football, she gave me a call and was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna find another club. I'm going on trial here." Blah, blah, blah. After the first like 6 months of doing that, it kind of became a bit boring and like I was lost. Like many footballers, when you get released and you put all your whole life into football, you have nothing. And then she rang me back like 6 months later and said, "Oh, what are you doing now? Have you found a club?" I said, "No." And she said, "Look, let me just give you some advice. Go to Move It, which is like a dance convention in London. Go and see the main school, like the main brand of Italia Conti will be there." And I went to Move It. Again, got a few more numbers, it was lit. And then I actually spoke to Italia Conti and they were like, "Come to a boys open day on this day." And then I went, and that's when they offered me the full scholarship. But there's a load more to this story. Like,
yeah,
I basically didn't want to go. I did not want to go to I was 19. It wasn't cool to be a dance. Like everything at that time, there was no mental health. People talking about you have to speak up about, there was none of that. It was pure like, if you do dance, you're a batty man. You're a chichi boy. Yeah. That's the truth. That's where I was at.
No, for real.
No, it's the truth. Like, man,
Yeah, no, it's true. No, I know what you're saying.
can't
Exactly
dance.
what you're saying.
I remember. Again, this is all in the workshops. I always feel bad to give all this away because it's like this is what the players get. But I'm trying to go to a photo. I have a photo on my phone. It's on my profile on Facebook. But I'll go to it another time. But basically, I put a photo up of me in a ballet league. Like I put a half and half photo, me striking a football and me basically holding a ballet pose, yeah. And I put it on Facebook. And the football, Crawley, the first team, let's not forget, you have to put things together. But I was training with the first team at the time. I was also trying to make the switch to maybe start dance. I put it on Facebook. They printed the photo out, yeah, and put it all in around everywhere in the change room and just laughed at me when I came into training the next day. So like doing this change was and it got a lot of media attention for it. It was a bold change. And I respect myself for it because man was 19 getting pelters, bruv. Getting pelters day in. So like when I got offered the scholarship after the boys open day, I was reluctant to go. Even I didn't sign the papers, I didn't respond. And I went to Festival on the way back when my boys were driving back. It was the first day of college, yeah. First day of Italia Conti. I was in a tracksuit. I just had I was mash up. I said, "Bruv, drop me off in Guildford. I'm gonna go to the school." They said, "No way." I said, let me just see what the first day's saying in it. And because at the end of the day, yeah, I had nothing because I was coming back from that festival, going back to my only job that I ever had. I was working at Nando's Gatwick. Funny enough, Troops was also there. He opened the restaurant when it opened. I was working at the time there. So I had nothing really. And my mum was like, "Listen, you need to find a job at some point. For the football money you had is gone. So you got to do something." So I said, "Fuck it, let me see what this school's saying." First day I went there, I didn't really enjoy it. Again, I was there with a school full of girls, but I was like, it was all right. So I went back the next day, and then from that, the rest was kind of history. Like I just kept going back, and then I signed the papers. I said, I'll stay. It took a bit of convincing, and then obviously people were chatting shit, but then I just started to really, after my first year, and then doing what I did, I just was like, I'm ready to stay in and commit. And that was it really. There was no dance ability before that. There was like club dancing. Man could do a Dougie. I hit the Millie Rocks. Man I like the trending dances. I like Chris Brown in it. So that was my team. I couldn't dance. I could just do the trending stuff. Man was at the time, it was a Dougie, it was the Cat Daddy, all that stuff. That was my thing.
Yeah.
But then when I went into dance school, man, I had to learn to point my foot and twist and turn and pirouette and pirouette.
This is step up.
No, that's it.
People
at college call me the real Troy Bolton. They were like, all the girls are like, "You're like,
this is step up. This is Channing Tatum on step up.
And performing and singing." I said, "Yeah, not really that. I'm black and that." But that was really it. It was a double life. It was a double life. But
I beg you, Tom, you got videos.
Yeah, online. I'm not showing that. Yeah, some of the videos are crazy though. Some of the videos are crazy.
Yo, you see when you said the players put the pictures up around the dressing room, yeah. So that must have been after your boss said. That must have been after your boss said, "F off, back to dance," isn't it?
Yeah. So for context, because it's a long story. I know it's a podcast and people hopefully they're still listening. But like, I was at Crawley Town 16 to 18 as a scholar. Then everyone got released. Everyone got. Well, they signed 2 players. Sorry, for my year. Who were on the same money, and they were just doing it for. There was politics behind it. I'm not going to go into it, but there was a reason for it. It saved them a lot of money to sign these 2 players. And then when they got released, they shut down the youth team, reserves, 21s. That we were my year was the last year to ever have the professional setup at Crawley Town. So as you can see, if you go there now, they still only have the first team. We were the last year to have the setup. But when I got released, I went back to Crawley Town. I was the only player that I had a good relationship with the chief exec at the time. Again, I'm a very relationship person, as in I can build relationships very well. I made a very good connection with the chairman. He allowed me to basically train with the first team. I didn't swindle him. I just said, look, can I come back and train with the first team whilst I go and trial at other clubs? I've got nothing else. Can you grant that permission? I'm still kind of local. Like, you don't have to pay me nothing. So for a whole year, I was doing that, training with the first team, whilst going to try at other clubs. But yeah, so that time, obviously the first team players kind of knew I liked dancing because, again, when we went out, they could see me do a little Chris Brown thing and all that. So they used to find it funny. But then they didn't know, obviously, they didn't think I was into dance, like the ballets. And I wasn't really. I just was trying to figure out what I was going to do next. And I did a photo shoot to send to the school. You have to send, like, when you apply for like a performing arts school, you got to send a load of stuff. So I did a little photo shoot to show that I have a bit of technique. I didn't at all. I was just blagging it. But that photo, I had them app where you can do like a split pick. And like I said, I made it and put it on Facebook of me. I've got it somewhere, kicking a football and then in a ballet leotard. So then they seen that because they got me on Facebook. And then, yeah, I went to the first team training the next day and it was murder, bruv. Like that's when they said, what? Like, we had Jamaican, like Claude Davis was there. He played for Jamaica. He ripped, like, Bear Man ripped me. There was inner city London, like they're my G's now. But like, yeah, and I get it. I do get it. At the time, like, man, don't like that. It doesn't make sense. Like, you can't do ballet and you can't be a footballer and then talk about ballet and that. But it's mad. But like I said, it actually, one, it improved my football going to dance, and two, bro, like I said, like, bro, I had the best. I got it all out of my system, my G. So like, it's mad. It is mad. I'm gonna try and find a photo while we're here, but like, it's yeah, this is it. Here you go. Look, me.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I see it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Split half and half. It's still got the freaking watermark on it. On the guy did the photography.
Crazy.
It was brazy though. But like, yeah. And then when I saw it, I said, Lord wept. I walked into a change room of just pure banter, and I love banter. But that time, it was mad. But
football change room banter's different than it. Football change room banter's different.
There's nothing like it. It's
bad.
It's bullying, but we take it. It's bad enough. It's cool because I used to dish out a lot. But at the time, again, I was kind of lost. I didn't really have a contract either. I remember I wasn't signed as a pro. They actually offered me a non-contract. They don't do non-contracts anymore. It's out of the game. But a non-contract is basically a contract, but you don't get paid. They offered me a 1 year with a 1 year option at the end of the year that I was training with the first team. But that's when I turned it down and went into dance. I made the decision at 19 and said, I'm done with football. So yeah, actually, I went Nottingham Forest. After that, I said, I'm done with football. But that was at 19. Yeah, so yeah, man. But that was the dance. The dance thing was a big risk, bro. I just did it because for the wrong intentions, obviously, to meet girls, but then it actually changed my life. And that woman, like I said, Janine, was just like championing me from the beginning. She was like, she wrote a letter to the college saying, can you just trust me and take a risk with Cecil, like he's worth it and all that. And they did. I don't know how it was like Italia Con, I think it's like 12 grand a term or a year. Like, I didn't pay a pet, like, bro, it was how I bust through. Crazy, but yeah, that's how it happened.
If the bag was right, which one of the two would you go on? Love Island or I'm a Celebrity?
It has to be I'm a Celebrity, bro. It has to be.
No, do you know what's mad? So you're getting all the stories. I was asked to do Love Island 2 years ago. I've got the email. I've got email proof of it. I used to, and if people are bored enough or really care enough, if you go through my Insta, I used to do the promotion for one. It was Survival of the Fittest, which was on ITV. That's where I met the producers of Love Island, or like the people that work on Love Island. They then were like, that's when they were asking me about going on it. I'm in a relationship. Been in a relationship for coming up to 8 years now. I've got a partner. My missus. She was
so I'll see it. It's a full. I'll see it.
So yeah, but they wanted me on the show so much. So they were like, well, we can falsify your relationship. So we can just say like, either you met, we can bring her in, and you can say you meet in there, or after the show, like, you don't have to be like. There was so many. They were trying to get me on the show, bro. There was loads of things they were trying to do there, and they've done this before, by the way. It's a show. Don't forget. I think it was with Caddy and another guy. They were seen each other before, and then they met on the show. So they were basically going to line up the same thing. However, I had too much digital footprint of me and my missus together where basically it wouldn't have worked. This was way back, by the way. This is like 2018. But yeah, it's on my Instagram, Survival of the Fittest. I did promo for it around, it was in Stratford, Westfield. And then the following years after that, because I didn't do the show, if you go from my Instagram again, in Birmingham, Manchester, and London, I did the promo for Love Island. So I was a model, was giving out the water bottles, all that. I was one of the hosts there. So I've been asked, and I'll be honest, at the time, young Cecil, I wanted to do it. I know I was in a relationship. My missus knows this as well. We've had this conversation. I was like, babes, think about the life change. But we can. I was like, I won't do nothing mad. I won't put my in no girl, like, you know what I mean? It was like, and true to say, we really considered it a stage, but no, big up my missus. Like, it was the right decision not to go on it, because I know now, like a lot of people I know have gone through the show. Even now, Omar's from South. He plays for Grand Athletic. He's my guy. Like, I didn't know what was going on, to be fair, but now I do. Like, I'm speaking to all the boys. Like, it's funny. Like, and even years before, there's people that have been on AFTV because of me, because I know them from like when I used to do modeling, dancing. There's a guy called Aaron Francis, good friend of mine. Like, he was on there. There's loads of people. Luca Bish, last episode. He's my missus' boss's brother. So like, but I know what you get out from it. I'll be honest, a lot of people don't do well from it. There's obviously anomalies, Josh Denzel, the Molly Mays and all that. But don't get me wrong, there's a lot of, like football, there's a lot of people that just plummet and have nothing after it. And they can't really go on, and they can live a normal life and get a normal job, but they find it hard to do that. So, but the answer, by the way, would be Love Island. The fact is right, because I can't jump out no planes. I'm scared. I can't live with, like, I'm a diva, bro. I like to live a certain way, bro. Like,
hey, so, we need to do a YouTube one then. We need to do a YouTube version of Celeb to get me out of it. Don't we?
No, I would be terrible. I'd be terrible at it. Like even like the hot chili challenges and all the things that I've done a few of these on YouTube, and I hate it. So to do like tarantulas and creepy crawlies and I can't allow that, bro. Eat testicle and all that. Like, come on, bro. Man's worked too hard to be doing all that. But don't get me wrong. Celebrity get me out of it bag is crazy though. Like,
that's crazy.
Depending how big you are. Like I heard it's crazy. Like, even I remember speaking to Chip. Like Chip got asked to do it, and Big Brother, and he said the money was good, but he turned like because of just that's not him. Like he wouldn't do it, and he wouldn't sell it. He'd not sell your soul, but he wouldn't do it for the bag. So I know the money for I'm a Celeb is up there. The Love Island, you don't obviously it's the afters where you really benefit.
Afters,
if you do well. But that's a funny question. But yeah, Love Island. I got there's a funny relationship with them, man. But big them up.
Fair play to you, Mrs. though, for bringing that up to her. I don't think I'd have been in the house.
Yeah, I just remember like I wasn't at AFTV at the time. Like I was just doing job to job. Like I was just a freelance model dancer, and we knew at the time what the show done for people. And let's remember, this is back in the day. This is not now. I'm very much in tune of what it's like to be there, what happens after. My missus represents talent. Her job, she's an agent for like makeup influencers, and she works with a lot of the people out that leave the villa. So she now knows as well. But we at the time, it was a massive opportunity. Like, you're being asked by, and it wasn't like to go through the Love Island process, by the way, is long. Like you have to, if you do it from start to finish, if you do like sign up, then you have to go to a casting room. It's a long process. Yeah, it's mad. Like Chris Hughes, I think, is the only one that actually was the one that went through the full process. Most people get scouted for the show. You get scouted. And when I got asked, it was directly from the producer. So I would have skipped through all it would have been literally been screen test, then you go in. I think there was a time where they're like, we'll bring you. They were literally debating whether we go into like Castle Moore and all that. But yeah, in the end, it was the right decision. I don't know. Actually, we never know what happened, but it's the right decision. I'm in a relationship and I'm still with the missus. It's serious. So I hope she doesn't watch this. But nah, we've gone through this. But yeah, it's mad putting it online. It's mad putting it online. But yeah, these are stories, mad. Bro. I've got because people don't realize before I've lived a mad life, bro. I'm still young. I've lived such a mad life. So I've got stories for days. But I think everyone has their stories. But yeah, that's
we could have we did an extension episode on this. We do to dive even deeper. Obviously, dance, Love Island, football, now presenting what I want to know now, Cecil, is what's next for you. What? And then you said earlier about people that come up with different ideas and stuff. Also, the thing tomorrow with Ashley Walters.
Yeah.
But is there any ideas that you've come up with? Is there anything that you want to do yourself that you think, oh, I'd love to do that? And also, you're inspiring kids anyway, just for the sheer turnaround that you've had, right?
Do you know what?
It's putting back into the community and stuff.
I hear you. Like, I've spoken a lot on obviously this podcast, and this is where it's the boring part. I'll be real. I don't love this question because people ask me like, "Oh, what's your next goals or like 5-year plan or where do you see us?" Like, I've never lived my life like that. Like, I'm very good right now. Not to say that obviously I haven't made it or anything, but I'm very comfortable in where I'm at. And people will say, "Oh, but you're being complacent." But it's not that. I'm just like, what I get to do is a blessing. Like, I don't really work. Yes, I work hard. I'm always on top of things and looking at it across everything. But it's my job's not work to me. So there's no like, well, where do I see myself or what do I see next? Because I'm happy with what I'm doing. I just hope AFTV continues to grow because that benefits me. DR Sports continues to grow because that obviously benefits me as well. I love what I do. The opportunities come, and I can never say like this is my goal because things come out the blue. Like a lot of the things I did last year. I don't have a goal chart. I don't have a board where I say this is like my ambition. I don't achieve to be this. Like things have just happened. That's been my life. Like when I was a footballer, I made a decision when I left football to say, I just want whatever makes me happy is what I'm going to put my energy into. And that's what I've done. And it's allowed me to have a career and have a stable income and be happy. So there's not really anything planned. And people say, start your own YouTube channel. Like, surely you want to do that? And yeah, maybe one day, but I'm so busy at the moment that I'm grateful for what I'm doing. So it's a boring answer, but
it'll come when it comes. That's the thing.
Exactly. Like the things I've got to do, like I said, in the past year or two, I never saw. Like, man went for the World Cup, the Qatar World Cup. Like, I went around the world to different countries and was in Argentina when they won the world. Like, I could never have planned for that, bro. That's, by the way, is my best job I've ever done. Like, every 3 to 2 days, we're flying to another country, doing TikToks, getting paid a crazy amount, plus everything's covered, hotels, everything, like, and traveling. Like, I couldn't believe it. The Sidemen charity match, again, another massive one. Like, that was never in my plans. I never saw that. Like, me, I'm not KSI, I'm not Angry G, I'm not that big. Like, they allowed me to present on that. Like, so I don't really have a goal. I just live my life in good faith, be positive, and just whatever comes, it comes. Like, the season, football's always going to be there. So hopefully I'll always be in work unless I choose to dip out of it and do something different. But right now, we're pretty all right. So yeah, boring answer, but sorry, that's the truth.
Not a boring answer. It's not a boring answer because some people need to hear that because
people
put expectations on themselves that's not even realistic. They'll put like a 5-year plan. On a 5-year plan, I want a family, I want this and that.
Man,
it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Life, bro, you gotta be bro. I can't have I talk about 5
He's right,
years
though. He's honest.
He's
right.
Family, bro. Like,
no,
that's the
truth, right.
bro.
That's what my dad says.
That's the truth.
It is.
Could be dead. I'm not scared. I can't stop saying this. I always apologize to whoever's up there listening because I always say like I'm not scared to die. Like, man's lived a fruitful life, but that's really bad because my mum always says like, "Yo, you haven't had kids yet. Like, stop doing that." But like that's the truth though. You don't know what's around the corner. Like, Kevin Campbell's just passed, bro. Like, he's young. He was 54. Like that, and he's a healthy athlete. Let's not forget that. Of course, yeah, he might have drink every now and then, but he's not. Like, he passed young, bro. Like, no one would have expected. And that's one example. I've got many that happened in my lifetime. And I think, like, you can't take anything for granted. So when I look forward, I tried not to go too far because you just never know what could happen. Like, very grateful for where I am. What happens next. Like, as well. Like, and also I made a decision as well at 19. Like, my dream was to be a footballer. That was my dream. I got there and I hated it. So I can't then be like, I want to dream and do this because I'm scared. I have that thing in me. It's anxiety that I'm going to get there and not like it. So I just let life do what life does and just, like I said, live my life correctly as best as I can. And whatever happens, happens.
It's a good thing for kids to see. It's a good thing for youngsters to see that they get told when you're a young age, like 12, 13, choose your GCSEs, get into school. You've got to get this by this age. You've got to go to university. You've got to go do this. You don't. You really don't. Just chill out. If you're on a year out, you don't even have to go to further education. Do whatever you want to do and follow what your passions.
Yeah.
Like Cecil got a passion for, I said dance, but it wasn't really dance. It was more dancing in front of girls. He got a passion for that. He could have become a stripper if he wanted to dance in front of girls. But But you know what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying, though. Follow.
I hear it. No, but
Let
I
it
hear
flow. Let it flow. Let it flow.
I hear it. Nah, bro, for real. Like, yeah, like you gotta make your hobby make money. Really, obviously,
Yeah.
I would never be a
What you
stripper.
say, Cecil? You'd have been a stripper.
Nah. Well, nah. People, someone may. You never know.
That's where he found
Bro.
the Love Island producers in the strip club.
Bro,
Don't
there
kill
might be a
me.
video out there somewhere where man's dancing for us at some party and getting the abs out, blood. I don't. There probably is. So you never know. But nah. We've done some bad jobs in my lifetime.
Oh my days.
But for real, the context of what you're saying there, though, you got to find a hobby where you can try and make money from it. I think nowadays, like even my nephews, like they want to be streamers and that because they're seeing what people are doing. Like that was never the conventional career back in the day. Like man used to call gamers neeks and that, but like now, man are freaking changing their parents and their lives from playing games. So if that's your passion, you got to try and make money from it. I think that is definitely a good message. You don't have to do the conventional way of going through education, but I don't want to look down at education. Get an education because it's going to be important. There's people that are in high money jobs earning crazy money because they went through university, colleges, and schools, and they're in roles that they may not enjoy, but they are very successful, and so they're people. So there's different ways. I think nowadays it's good. It's open to do what you want, and that's why I'm very grateful. You know what I mean? It's not. We work hard, but it's not work really. So yeah, man.
Before we go, I want to play a little game. On all of you guys, all three of you, to put these in order as well. I'm going to do like a blind ranking. You see these blind rankings? You see them all the time.
Yeah, of course.
So you probably even like presented one of these blind rankings.
Of course.
It's going to be a different one. It's not going to be about football as such. It's going to be about
thank God
life
for
in
that.
general. All right.
All the time. Lovely.
As I'm saying, we're tired to talk about football, and you know, there's much more to life than football. You've just gone through literally everything else apart from football, and you've had an inspirational life. But blind ranking now, right? I'm the first one. This is just off the head right now because I'm basing it off what you've been through as well. So on blind rank, all three of you got to answer this. So you can put wherever you want. Blind rank. Where would you put dance? Your blind rank.
How many are we doing? 5.
5.
5.
Okay. So where would dance? Maybe
Are
dance
you-
influence you. Maybe dance. Watching dance. Maybe just any sort of impact of dance on your life.
I feel like I know what's coming as well. So I've got.
Wait, hold on. I don't get what's going on, bro. What's blind rank?
Your blind ranking. So basically, you got to put them in an order of which is biggest impact for you. Where would you see that as? Is it number 1? Is it number 5 in terms of the ranking? But you don't know what's going to come next.
Yeah, so it's blind ranking. Yeah, so 1 to 5. So where in your life would you place it in a 1 to 5? But you don't know what's going to. Yeah, like you say, don't know what's going to come next.
Where would you place dance?
Yeah.
Is that
What
for
does it
him
mean?
or is that for everyone?
Everyone.
All of us.
All right.
Let's put it as a bigger whole then for you, Derek, because obviously you're a singer. Singing and dancing, obviously music as a whole. Like, where would you put music and dance? Say it is one big category.
All right, wait, because I'm gonna get. Right, let's lock in on this. Is it because music? I think is mad. That's different.
I know.
Singing and dancing, cool.
Yeah, it's different.
That
All
can be
right,
one.
all right, then singing and dancing. Mike.
True.
Okay.
Right. Singing and
Impact
dancing.
of my life.
You see, this is difficult.
What does it
for
mean
me.
to you?
This is difficult for me because I feel like one of them has played a role in me getting a girl somehow, in some sort of way. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know?
If you can move, bro, I swear.
Bro.
It's the cheat code, bro. My man used to just throw me out into the club and say, "Yo, go on, and we'll pick off the rest."
Yeah,
You just go and do a little dance. That used to be me. So, dance is 2 for me straight. I don't care. Singing and I can't sing.
Dance is number 1.
I can't sing.
I mean, singing and dancing is number 1.
I'll put them at. I'll say dancing and singing. I have to put them together, man, because I feel like I'm not a great singer, but I can sing. But I'm not a great.
Even
dancer,
like
but
just
I know how
watching
to.
dancing, singing, like just the impact of it, just watching it. And
I'll say like number 3.
3. I'm
Because
going.
I feel like it's not just obviously getting the gal situation or whatever, but I feel like it's another way of socializing with people that you never knew.
Yeah.
Like if me and you met in a club, we'll be able to get along because we know how to dance, innit? We could be like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I think
you think you fucking stop the addy, innit? So you stop the addy.
Yeah.
I think harmony. I think it might be deeper than you think it is. Still.
Yeah. It's hard for me because dancing. I'm only basing it off of that fact that football's now come back into my life. So it's 2 parts of my life now.
Okay.
Dancing changed my life though.
Yeah.
I have to say that. So, but I don't know if I can put it 1 because I'm going to spend majority more of my life, I think, in football compared to dance. But dancing, bro, it's up there though. I think it could be 1, but I'm gonna go 2 because I'm assuming.
I'll say 3. I'll say 3.
Right. Go on, Damon.
I'll stick to 3.
What we got next? Oh, what's yours?
Right.
Yeah,
Dancing, singing.
Actually, I suppose you know the order, so yeah, you can.
Well, it's my own order, isn't it? I'd probably put dancing at number 2 as well, if I'm honest.
Fair.
Growing up, I just grown up on that sort of culture. Growing up on Michael Jackson, these guys know dancing, singing like this. This is just that's what I watch. This is what I've always done in my life. If I didn't want to become footballer, I was dancing and singing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. Let's think now. I'm trying to think off the cuff here.
Just
let's
think, I
put
think Alan Hanson's just pulled through.
Oh, good news that.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Good news. So next one going to be, let's have a think. About friendships.
No, this is difficult.
Oh, Rob, you first.
See, I'm putting myself in the spanner here because I put dance and singing second, knowing I don't know what's coming next myself though. Because this is off the cuff right now. I don't. You see, this is where I feel like
this is mad.
Yeah, that's mad.
I don't think it's that mad, you know. To be fair,
that might have to go 4th.
I'm going with 5.
Yeah, that might have to.
Yeah.
No, because now I don't know what you're gonna come with. So yeah, I might have to go 5 as well because
same.
You could say something that has to. I
don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna say right now.
Order mental.
The reason why I say 5 here is because the same way how you start the friendship, it can end just like that. It's like, do you really want to be putting yourself? You put yourself first, basically, before anything else. So friends are always going to be after, no matter what. So the number 1 and number 2, or wherever you put your music, is before friends. So that's what makes you feel good. That's what changed your life. Your friends didn't. Do you get it? So that's why I'm putting 5 at the end, because friends at the end at number 5, because it doesn't really mean much to me compared to the music and the singing and dancing. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I'll go 5 as well. I'll
have to say 5. I'll have to say 5 as well.
I think friendships are hard one, isn't it? Because I've still got friends. The closest friends I've got, like, it's a small group, but they're the ones I've been friends for life. You'll always make new friends anyway at some point in life. And there's some people that you're friends at high school with you don't even see. Pointless. It's like high school friends. And I get why you put it so low. I really do, because like I said,
it's still important. I'm just worried.
It is important. Yeah.
Let's say some other things that I can't.
But the next one I'm thinking is because because we talk a lot about it on this stream. These guys, obviously, we've got Mr. Derry here from Ghana and Congo for Harmony. So they're African. So it means a lot to in African culture. It's gonna be. It's not jollof. No, it's not jollof. We've had this madness here. Ghanaian, right? Ghanaian says Nigerian jollof is better.
Bro,
right, all right.
You see that face there? You see that face right there, bro?
But he's got face. That's mental. And Ghanaian jollof is actually.
I like it. I never said it's better.
Don't let him lie to you. He's lying. Don't let him lie to you.
Bro, when I went, we went Accra, bro. I was banging, bro. I said, Ross, this thing's mad.
Yeah, it could have been a Nigerian making it.
Could be, you never know.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. I told him already, bro. He should not go back to his home country.
Yeah, he could cause World War III, this guy, just by saying that alone. Yeah. We already know that.
Bro, do you know how much heat I got when we went to Ghana and we tried? And I said about, boy, if you was in positions that
he's not allowed back in Ghana. He's not allowed back in Ghana.
These men are trying to line me up.
Hey, you lined yourself up, bro. Do nothing.
So you're getting the gist of it though. So food, because food's a big part. People just eat food for the sake of eating food because you gotta eat food to live. But how important is food for you guys in the top 5? Because
I feel like
the African culture, I know it's a big thing with these two.
The older I've got, the more important food has become. I felt when I was young, I didn't care what I ate. I just ate what I ate because I wanted to eat it. But I feel like as you get older, I feel like food becomes important in a different type of way than it was when you were actually younger. So I would have to put. Oh damn! I put finger. Oh, damn, that's annoying. I would have said 3, but I already put somewhere. I already put for singing it. I can't put at 2. I can't put at 2 though.
You could.
Where did you put singing dancing top on it, Derry?
Huh?
Yeah, you put singing dancing top.
Yeah, number 2 is quite simple. If you don't eat, you die. So
yeah, but he's talking about as in like.
Try and look at it as like how you enjoy the food. Do you like?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but it's just quite. That's how I'm seeing it. Like it's that logical that if you don't eat, you die.
Yeah, but you see, this is why I'm tricky. I find it tricky because you see how nowadays everything's so processed. They have all these different kind of chemicals and
it's completely different to back in the day.
It's completely different. So it's like now I'm looking at it and thinking like, would I class it up there? Because now I'm watching what I'm eating. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to find natural. Everything that I want to eat is natural because I don't want to be putting nothing in my body that should not be there. That's causing all this illness. So that's the reason why I'm kind of like...
It's important, bro.
It's very...
I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know about you guys, but growing up like in a white family, I know this sounds mad, but growing up in a white family, like apart from my parents, they cook really well, but like my extended family, like cook just food's just there to eat. But as I've got older, I want to be like putting some spice in there. You know what I'm saying? I love cooking.
Bro.
I love, you know what I'm saying? But it is. No, it is literally. It's known as like.
It's funny.
But honestly, it is known that like it's quite stereotypical that white people like just don't like putting spice on their food, but a lot of them don't. They just eat bland shit.
Forget about spices, bro. You talk about seasonings in general, bro.
Yeah.
Forget about spices. We're talking about seasoning.
Season and let it sit and man, proper.
Yeah, no, bro. Without the flavor, the idea of eating good food, you're not really gonna enjoy your life. To be honest, food is very, very important.
It brings people together, you know, just like music does.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Very, very true.
I could go to someone's house that I don't like, but if they make good food, I'm happy there. I could be chilled.
Right.
Right.
I'll say 4.
The next one is going to be, so I've got 2 more. The next one is going to be, I was going to say sport in general. Not just football, but sport in general.
1. Oh, what? Yeah, 1. But
2 would have been 1 for me.
Yeah, because sport, I can even put dancing in sports for me anyway. So so 1.
I'll say 2.
So mine's 3.
2.
Yeah. I would watch football all day and not eat, bro. I would have made that number 2, bro.
I do that.
Still. Trust. Even now, like Formula 1 is going on right now, like you know what I mean. So it's like, and I feel like. The reason why I put 4 hours waiting for a boxing fight at 6 o'clock in the morning, matching up my next day and that. Yeah, sports is up there, definitely. Yeah. And sports.
Right, the last one, it might throw you all off. The last one is going to be social media as a whole. Social media.
You are a prick for that.
Obviously, the connections you make over social media. What
that would have been number 5. That would have been. In fact, I'm putting that right next to friends.
Yeah,
right next.
5 would have. 5 would have been social media, even though.
So you applied for your job for AFTV.
I own a living off it, to be fair.
You are.
Oh yeah, true.
Are we allowed to swap things around?
No, that's what blind ranking is.
Mine's 3.
That's why it is.
Put in 1. That is no.
But yours is 1.
Do you know it has to be 1. That's the only spot I've got left.
Damon, I thought you was gonna say which I was glad you didn't because it'd been checky. If you said family, long.
I was gonna, but I didn't want to be too like.
That'd have been killer.
Yeah, family would have been peak.
You already might be in an argument with your girlfriend after this episode, anyways. I don't want to make, I don't want to make it infamous. No, I'm joking. Your missus, I'll say.
No,
absolutely brilliant. 8 years as well.
That's to be fair. That blind ranking, mad. 3 social media is crazy as well, though. But it is what it is. To be fair, sport, dancing, singing, social media, food. I should put
food above social media.
Yeah, food should have been higher on my list. My mother,
we've got a lot of friends that are cutting off here right after this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some phone calls off this as well. Mad
Right,
thing.
thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the HD podcast. This has been our first guest appearance. I'm glad it's been with Cecil. Like as always, the HD podcast, we take more left turns than a roundabout. It's usually this guy right here that takes the left turns harmony, but he's been quite tame today. You've been lucky with how tame he's been. So thank you everyone for joining in. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and keep your notification bells on because we will be getting some more guests on. Hopefully, Cecil might want to come back for part 2.
Hopefully, if we can get it booked in, at some point.
Our plan is in the future is to have a studio at some point, but if you got to work where you got to work, can't you? So, Thank you everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and hope you're all well.